Let's go.
Around my neck, all the Lord, in my hands, suffocating grin till it dies. Feel the pain until all I see is red. You try to kill me with word, I refuse to bring a term.
My friends, Groans, and their new album EP. I'm sorry, it's really early where I am. I got to do this before work, so I apologize about that. So again, their new EP called Tongue Tied. Really excited for this, man. Again, smaller band in the scene, but again, they put out some really quality music. So I'm hoping that this EP will be quality as well. Pretty short listen. It's only like 17 minutes long, so I'm excited to listen to it, dive in. Again, I have not heard one song from this EP. Unfortunately, they kind of slipped under my radar, so then I just got the notification from Solid State saying it just came out. So again, overall, man, I'm super excited to check it out here. Our first song is going to be the title track, which is going to be Tongue Tied. So let's go on and pop it off here in 3, 2, and 1.
A few moments later.
Ew, that was really good. That was a really good EP. I just want to eat it all up. Jokes aside, that was I'm sorry, that was really, really weird. I'm sure that's going to look weird on the playback, but holy crap, man, that was really good. Like, it makes me so sad that really good bands like this just kind of get pushed under the rug, because these guys are so good. Like, that was an awesome, solid 17 minutes of just pure, like, just awesome metalcore, dude. Just awesome. So, super excited to talk about it here. Again, for EPs, remember, we don't do first listen reviews, but I am going to give some thoughts and a score. So, stick around for that, and that is coming up next. All right, my friends, let's go in and dive into Groans and their new EP called Tongue Tied. Again, we just got done jamming the entire thing. As I just mentioned, like, it's just such a shame that this band is so underrated, because that was an absolutely 100% fantastic, all the above, like, awesome metalcore. Had so many cool elements in there, so many things that just kept my attention. Like, it got to the point where I didn't take any notes during the review or during the reaction, because I was so into the music. And a lot of the music did remind me a lot of For Today. Maybe not every single part, but there were a few moments where I was like, dude, these guys could carry the mantle that For Today kind of left behind like 7-8 years ago. And I hope that happens for them, because again, like, For Today kind of started out a little bit small, then they kind of gained that traction of being one of the bigger metalcore bands in the scene at the time. So I'm really hoping Groans has that chance to just kind of blow up and let people hear this wonderful music. So with that being said, let's jump right into the pros. So there's a lot of things that really worked for me with this EP. I would say, number one, I kept saying it throughout the reaction, and I'm going to say it here again because I just got to hammer it home. Those riffs were awesome. It wasn't like your typical metalcore riffs where like the like they had that in there, but then it's like, then they're like, we're gonna mix it up and try something really new. Like the last song, Discorded Symphony, had that like, I know like a lot of people will probably watch this part on YouTube, the review, going like, what is he talking about? But go listen to the last song on this album, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It had so many cool elements of like metalcore, but it also had a couple of like hardcore moments, like definitely some two-step moments, what I thought was really, really cool. And so again, the guitar work on this is like unmatched. Like, again, usually I just like simp over the breakdowns, and the breakdowns are really cool, but really the guitar solo, just like the guitar riffs and the way they were able to like make really cool sounds with the guitar. Again, I'm not a guitar guy at all. I can't even play a simple breakdown. I have no idea how to play guitar, but when I say the guitar work was to stand up for me over the vocals, because again, I do vocals and I usually just more naturally attracted to that. That's saying a lot. The vocals on this were really good, but the guitar work is on another level. So seriously, shout out to the band for really taking their time to hone their craft. The guitar work on this is phenomenal. I mean, I would love to see some guitar covers of some of these songs, man. I think that'd be really fun to watch. I would also say that these songs are really well put together. Groans is a pretty new band, and just them having this kind of EP at this caliber already in their career is absolutely phenomenal. It's like, you know, they already, it's like they know what they wanted to do, and for me, it really paid off. It may not work for some people. Some people may like just straightforward metalcore, which I do enjoy, but also like this had so many cool elements that kind of mixed things up, that kind of just kept it not very generic. And again, I'm cool with generic metalcore, but it's like this one just really worked for me, and it's hard for me to pinpoint why it worked so well for me here, but I was just really into it, and I really enjoyed it. And I would say the biggest thing for me is that each song on this EP sounded differently, and that is such a breath of fresh air. I just did a reaction a little while ago to an EP. I won't drop any names because I don't want to compare anybody, but I listened to it, and it was a very solid EP. I gave it a 4 out of 5. But every song on the EP sounded the exact same. It was the same like call outs, it was the same like breakdown patterns, it was the same vocal patterns, and it just kind of got a little bit redundant over a while. It was, the breakdowns again were so good, and again I did give it a 4 out of 5, but with this you could tell each song apart. Like I could tell you what song is tongue tied, I could tell which one is over the hedge, I could tell which one is overgrown, same blood, like it just, I could tell you every single song apart. And that actually is really hard to do, because again, like each song had a different type of structure, but they all sounded really cool in their own right. So I thought, to me, that's the biggest pro that I can give this EP. If they could pull that off for like a full-length album, I'm all here for it, dude. I am all here for it. If I did have one little complaint, it's not going to lower my score by any means, because again, I don't feel like this is like, you know, to the band's fault, but I feel like, you know, the production on this album, not that it was bad by any means, but I just felt like if it was just a little bit bigger, it would have made these songs just like explode even more, because these songs were already so good. I feel like if they just had a better production side of things, I really feel like it would have just exploded and just made a way bigger impact than it already did. It just, sometimes it felt like a lot of the instruments just felt a little bit muffled, kind of mushed together. It just, I don't know, it was kind of weird, but again, like the production's not bad, and I don't want that to alter the score in any way, and because it won't, because I really enjoyed the EP, but the production for me was a little bit underwhelming. But again, it doesn't change the fact that I loved these songs. I just felt like, again, they had a better production side of things. I think it just could have sounded way bigger and better. But again, I'm already so impressed that the production didn't bother me as much. That's something that I just wanted to throw in there. This EP is terrific, man. I am so impressed with this EP. I'm so excited to like go on a drive and just jam it in my car and just have the best time rocking out. People looking at me at the stoplight going like, that guy's either having a seizure or he's having a good time rocking out with some music. And that's going to be this EP, man. This EP was awesome. I really think this year I need to do a top 5 EP like I did back a couple years ago. I didn't do it last year, but I should do it this year, because again, this may already be at the top, man. I really enjoyed this year. Again, I don't know, man, like something about this worked for me. Like, again, the guitar riffs were cool, the breakdowns were cool, like the cool guitar moments were cool, the vocals were cool. Like, this really stood out to me as being one of the better metalcore releases so far this year. Honestly, we haven't had a lot of music come out this year, which that is going to be changing within the next, you know, even like next week we have Periphery, For the Fallen Dreams, and Suicide Silence. So we got 3 albums I'm going to be reacting to like next week. But again, yeah, I love this EP. Music's starting to pick up again, but again, this really stood out to me as one of the better releases of the early half of 2023. I'm going to give Groans Tongue Tied a solid 5 out of 5. Again, if you're watching this review and you have not heard of this band, go show them some love. Now, we got to support smaller bands so that way they can get to those bigger calibers, like getting on those big tours and have maybe they could headline one day. I always remember that everyone has to start somewhere in their career, no matter if it's like a fast food, a band, a bank, like it doesn't matter. You always have to start somewhere. Now, being a parent, you always got to start somewhere in life. So just keep that in mind when listening to Groans here. I think these guys are going to do really well for themselves. These guys are super sick, and I hope and pray that they continue to see some success.